Hello everyone, my name is Victor Melsen and I'm your host for today. And today we're going to talk about Brexit, the royal wedding and some more. Let's start.
And now, in Brexit news, BBC said today it will not produce a stamp to celebrate Brexit Day, despite bringing out a collection to mark Britain joining the Brussels Club 40 years ago. There have been calls among Brexiteers for the Post Office to issue a special collection on March 29, 2019, when the UK reclaims its full sovereignty. But the organisation has rebuffed the demands, saying it does not intend to issue a stamp to mark the exit. A spokesman for UKIP said an organisation they gave the EU's London embassy its own postcode and celebrates everything from Star Wars to the Bueno can't be bothered to record the date of our departure from the EU. However, the 20th, 25th and 50th anniversaries will be massive events for them. They won't mark the first day, but they will celebrate the anniversaries. The party, which props the PM up to number 10, pulled the plug amid fears the deal on the Irish border could impose different rules on Northern Ireland and tear the UK apart. After a frantic night of negotiations, a bleary-eyed PM and Jean-Claude Juncker confirmed the breakthrough had been achieved at an early morning press conference. Hailing the progress in the talks, which means trade discussions, can formally begin after the EU summit next week. Mrs May insisted it was fair to be a British taxpayer, and she said it will free up the cash to allow more money to be pumped into key services in the UK like hospitals and schools. The pound rallied against the euro on the news, while leading cabinet Brexiteer Michael Gove signalled he is on board at least for the time being. He described the deal as a significant personal and political victory for Mrs May. Boris Johnson also voiced support. They showed a Union Jack emblazoned UK jigsaw piece slotting into a bigger European puzzle. But in a statement today they said BBC does not intend to issue a stamp to the marks UK's exit from the EU. The rebuff to Brexiteers comes on the same day Theresa May made a breakthrough in talks. The Prime Minister managed to gather leaders from the EU to agree that sufficient progress has been made on settling the divorce bill, citizens' rights and the Irish border to move negotiations onto trade. The milestone was finally reached after a frantic week to late-night talks and diplomacy by number 10. They had thought they had come up with a deal on Monday, but it was torpedoed at the 11th hour by the DUP.
Royal wedding will be held on May 19, the same day as one of the biggest English sports events of the year, the FA Cup final, which is especially tricky for Harry's old brother William. While most British royal weddings are on weekends, this one is on Saturday, and the same day as the Stock Showdown at London's Wembley Stadium. Harry's grandmother Queen Elizabeth II and the other royals are expected to attend the royal wedding along with Markle's parents, Thomas Markle and Doria Ragland. The 33-year-old prince is moved fifth in the line to the British throne, and the 36-year-old divorced American actress met through the mute fence in 2016, bonded during a camping holiday in Botswana, and managed to keep the relationship secret from the media for several months. In a joint interview last month, Marcus said Harry proposed over a roast chicken dinner at home. He gave her a ring set with 2 diamonds that belonged to his late mother, Princess Diana. Markle is to be baptized in the Church of England before the wedding, and he said she will acquire British citizenship test on British life and history that famous for tripping applicants. The wedding venue holds a central place in the history of the royal family. Windsor Castle, west of London, is one of the Queen Elizabeth II's main residences. The 15th century chapel is one of the historic but more intimate than Westminster Abbey, where William married Kate Middleton in 2011. When the engagement was announced, the palace said the wedding of Prince Harry and Markle will reflect their characters, personalities, and the moment of fun and joy.
A cryptocurrency exchange in South Korea is shutting down after it was hacked for the second time in less than 8 months. Ubit, which lets people buy and sell bitcoins and other virtual currencies, has filed for bankruptcy after losing 70% of its assets in a cyber attack. It did not disclose how much assets were worth at the time of the attack. In April, Ubit founder Khaled Jeppesen lost 4,000 bitcoins, now worth $73 million, to cyber thieves. The crime wave. South Korea's Internet Security Agency, KISA, which invests in net crime, said it has started inquiry into how thieves gained access to exchanges' core systems. KISA blamed the earlier attacks on Ubit's cyber spies working in South Korea's Separate. More recent attacks on BitChump and Coinbase exchanges have also been blamed on the regime. No information has been released about who might have been behind the latest Ubit attack. In statement, Ubit said that customers would get back 75% of the value of the cryptocurrency that they have lodged into the exchange. It said, "We are very sorry that you have been forced to shut down." The exchange added that the hackers did not manage to steal all digital cash it held because it was lodged in a cold wallet. Security store used to hold the assets that were not being traded. Ubit was one of the smaller exchanges active in South Korea. The major of the Bitcoin trading in the country is done in BitHump, exchange which has now 70% of the market share.
Hi everyone, thank you for watching and see you next time.
Oh, we're not doing this
So-
joke again. No.
Meow.